What's going on, guys? I want to talk about how incompetent banks are and how dumb I think their automated systems are. So, if you didn't know, last year I got basically, I say hacked. Hacked is probably not the right word, but I think it fits pretty well. So, basically, last year my Microsoft account somehow got jacked. They didn't get all my information, they just got enough to tell the people, hey, I don't know, let me have access to his account. I don't know how Microsoft allowed it, and I still don't understand what happened because it didn't say anybody actually logged in. It just said they had somehow got access and used my debit card to purchase a lot of fraudulent gift cards. It was a couple $100, and like my bank account didn't catch the first three and allowed it to be fully charged. And fast forward, I never got my money back. I did report it. I went up to the bank. I went up and had a talk. I told them the exact fraudulent charges, just those few. They were a few, like $10, $15 a piece. And like 10 or 15 of them, I told them, look, those are fraudulent, just those. Everything else is pretty much spot on, but those are fraudulent. Never got my money back. And I doubt I ever will. I mean, I communicated with them. They were just like, oh, we got no proof. We can't justify it. Whatever they wanted to make up. I can't even remember now. It pissed me off. This morning, my card got declined. Now, I did get a message that tried to say, hey, is this a fraudulent charge? Without specifying. They just asked if I had a fraudulent charge. And I was like, I didn't think it was a real bank, actually sending me this message. I just kind of ignored it. It was like, it's whatever. So this morning, and usually what I do on weekends, I like to go get some breakfast. I like to go buy a sausage, egg, and cheese. And I buy me some of these sugar-free energy drinks because they're like one of the few people that have the cool ones like that. Or my favorite, which is NOS. They don't usually sell zero sugar energy drinks in a lot of gas stations I go to. But the one that they have down the road is pretty convenient, and they actually sell them quite often. And I love their breakfast. It's actually really good. But I was going to go in there, get my usual, get ready to fire up my computer, sit around, watch a little bit of YouTube, and probably start up the stream. And what happened? My card got declined, which completely baffled me. And I just sat there. Luckily, there's not like a long line, no anxiety issues. I was just like, dude, what the fuck? So I was like, hang on, give me a minute. And I started going through my phone. I was like, wait, I had a message. So I look, said, is it fraudulent? I'm like, well, fuck. I made a purchase last night. And no, it wasn't fraudulent. So I said, no. And they're like, okay, if your card was just declined, wait 1 to 2 minutes. I was like, what the hell? Now, why is my card getting declined now? And I'll explain why it pissed me off. And I understand, yeah, it's usually a good thing that they'll try to, cancel your card on a fraudulent charge. But give me just a second to explain why I call bullshit. So the card cuts back on. I check the app. I will go ahead and make my purchase. And I go home. Now, it was an $80 charge, roughly 80-something dollars. I bought the Astro game. And it's usually on my, usual purchase type thing. PlayStation games are bought. I hardly ever buy gift cards. I don't think I've bought a gift card in 10 years. And that's the thing. The bank couldn't catch an obvious fraudulent charge with Microsoft and give me my money back, by the way, which they never did. No, they could not catch that. But me making a average purchase that I make pretty regularly on PlayStation, that was flagged. It doesn't matter the time. The time, it's random when I make these purchases. I could be at work. I literally was at work the last week on nights when they finally did the pre-release pre-orders for Squirrel with a Gun, the absolute goober game I decided to buy. Same thing with the Castlevania collection. That game was released, and I was looking at it at midnight, made the purchase. Nobody said a thing. There was no messages saying, oh, is this fraudulent? But the gift cards, that was perfect. That was fine. You didn't catch that till almost $200 in. Gotcha. But literally the $80 on average purchase is what you didn't catch. Or what you caught. Quick, fast, in a hurry, like instantly. I did not put two and two together, did not think about it. But as soon as the purchase was done, everything was done, and I went to set the controller down and go back to bed, boom, it literally popped up the message. And I didn't know until I was getting up and trying to go get breakfast when I actually read the message, but I didn't think nothing of it. I just thought it was fake. In a world where literally old people nonstop get scammed by going to buy hundreds of dollars of individual $100 gift cards, that's fine. You don't flag that. You don't even catch that, oh, it was all purchased at one time, and they don't even shut it off. They don't go, hey, that's fake, let's talk about this. No, that's fine. But an $80 purchase on a video game that is in my history that shows that I make those purchases, that's not okay. You're going to shut that down and make it an inconvenience. Now, the reason why it's more of an inconvenience, it's on Sunday. Now, if you didn't know, banks are closed on Sunday. It's a complete hassle to deal with that. And then tomorrow's a holiday. I doubt they're going to be open. But trying to call the 24-hour service line or whatever it is, or email them, whatever the service line is, I don't even know if it's 24 hours. It's irrelevant because calling them is like pulling teeth. It's absolutely annoying because they just don't listen. They refuse to, and it's also almost like talking to a robot at that point, because we've gotten to the point where if you try to make a phone call to a direct store, now it's always like a hub store, just a data collection center that just answers phone calls for like everybody. It's not even just the banks. And they'll just sit there and go through all your information and just go, okay, yeah, we can't do anything about it right now. Would you like your card cut on? And we'll just go ahead and charge you anyway. Like, look, what I want to do is make an argument about false charges or let you know when it's not a false charge. It's pretty simple. It's basic. It's understandable. But dealing with them is, like I said, it's like pulling teeth. I'd rather just go into the bank where they'll go, okay, let me make the call for you. Boom, done. It's over with. They've pretty much got the card activated because I've had it happen before, especially when my card got jacked the last time with the Microsoft stuff, which has been almost a year now. But still, when going into the bank and dealing with it was a lot quicker and a lot easier than what actually ended up happening, today. If it wasn't for the fact it was a text message, which was allowed to cut my card back on, I would have been in some deep shit. Because the unfortunate thing is that means I couldn't get gas. I'd have to go to work. I'd have to make a phone call at work if I had time. And then, not to mention working 12-hour shifts, I would not have gotten off in time to go to the bank before they closed at the end of the day. So that would have been a headache and a half. And I just don't get how that at this point in time, we don't have enough understanding, I guess bank-wise, or the banks don't, to know, a difference between fraudulent and real. Now, I understand, like, there's a buddy of mine that at work, he goes to, like, huge, big, expensive trips every year. Now, he saves his money. He literally doesn't own video games. He owns one game. That's like 2K. That's all he plays. He doesn't own a house. He has a rental. He does literally the bare minimum. He keeps all his lights off in his house, except for, like, the one light in the living room. He'll cut it off and walk around in the dark just to save money on power so he can save every dollar. And then he'll go buy nice clothes and go to LA. He does stuff like that. He goes to these real expensive places, and that's how he spends his money. Now, in order to do that, because he doesn't spend any money all year round, he has to call the bank up and be like, hey, I'm going to be, spending lots of money in this area of the U.S. Do not shut my card off unless I call you back. Now, that is smart and not to mention functional, because what would happen is his card would get shut down. I know plenty of people that when we went on road trips, they'd make a phone call, hey, don't shut my card off. Because they're not, spending money on gas. They're spending money on, expensive stuff. So they would have to give a call to let them know, yeah, that's what I'm about to do. Now, I've rarely even had that issue. Like, say I'll make a trip 4 states over, and I'll go spend $200-300, and they've never called me. They've never shut my card off. The only time I've had my card shut off is literally here, making purchases on PlayStation. Now, yet again, I know that fraudulent charges will happen with, like, gift cards, but like I said, that wasn't a gift card. So I don't even see how that was an issue. It was just a video game. And it even says it on the receipt and everything that it was a video game. You can tell it was a PlayStation Network purchase for a game. Usually it says gift card on a lot of my purchases, if it's going to be a gift card, which it wasn't. So that's kind of the big issue that I have. And it's a giant headache. And I think banks need to get their shit together. I've had a little bit of shit luck with banks, left and right anyway. It seems like you're lately a little bit of shit luck with a lot of things. But that was my main, bit of an argument. And I'm just ranting and bitching, I know. It's just something I thought I would share with you guys. But yeah, that's about all I got to say. Y'all have a good one.